Hi, I'm here to talk about the learning process, how to maximize your online training. This video is part of the Learning Leader series. We started with online training in 2000. Back in those days, we were able to offer a respectable library of online courses through our learning management system. We had developed an online training program for our retailers, which was easily accessible to them and their associates by simply assigning a password. I credit to that convenience one of the causes of the inappropriate use of the training program. In the traditional spray and pray training approach, a common practice has been to spray a bunch of courses at people and then pray that some of their associates retain the information and put it to use. The green line in the graphic supposes that the learner had the independent drive to gain full understanding of the course. The magenta lines represent the possible deterioration alternatives when knowledge and skills are not reinforced or practiced. The flashiest new technology or training affair may be entertaining, but not effective in retaining knowledge and changing behavior in a single event. Over the years, we have gained a great deal of experience regarding how a training program is implemented and delivered, as well as the need for that program to fit the work environment, the store strategy, and values. We understood that a learning development process that employs multiple instructional modalities, supplemented by activities before, during, and after training, improves performance. We also realized that managers and supervisors can be both the greatest asset and the greatest obstacle for individual and team growth. They work very closely with their associates who need the new behavior or knowledge. No one knows the associate better than their supervisor, who works closely with them and knows both their gaps and their potentials. The learning process we are suggesting incorporate new technologies, anchoring a procedure on an online course, integrating supervisor involvement, mentoring, retrieval, and learning activities. Our goal is to maximize the learner development by combining formal and informal experiences. The following graphic illustrates what we believe a successful learning process looks like. There are basically three phases. First phase, before training, where you encourage and integrate. Second phase, during training, where you support. And the third phase, after training, where you reinforce and expand, adding additional learning to the process as demonstrated by the green line. Let's start with the before training phase, encourage and integrate. You can make the development program more relevant to your associates by identifying the learning needs, integrating store objectives, and then planning for the training and learning activities. Good supervision affects organizational results. At the same time, supervisors, as leaders, enhance associate development by improving the environment where the knowledge is transferred, and by understanding the learning process and how the various components are linked. Before the training starts, begin to establish a support network that will help the associate acquire and apply the new skills. Identify who are the additional mentors for each individual or course, and what are the on-the-job experiences that will fit the learner. Assign to each learner a mentor as soon as possible. Before training, let people know why it is important. Conduct a program briefing with each participant to discuss the learning process, explain why the training is relevant for their position and career, and why you, supervisor, mentor, think this training is needed. Develop a learning contract regarding the importance of training for the career growth and the policies around training attendance. This is a singular process where each learner can receive a tailored development program through the use of their mentor. Get to know what the associate already knows about the training topic and consider the associate previous knowledge as well as any struggles or fears they may have. For example, let learners know that they can retest as many times as needed until they pass. The system does not record how many times the learner had tried, only the passing score. Another example is the famous password fatigue. Make it known that the password may be changed to their preference anytime. During training phase, support. Create an engaging environment for learners that allows for the time, space, and equipment needed. Emotional conditions are important as well as a positive feedback. Negative emotions like fear reduce assimilation. Stress affects the brain capacity for learning and memory. Extensive research shows that the optimal mental state for learning is relaxed alertness. Dividing attention between two tasks significantly reduces the quality of attention. In our case, with online training, distractions from other devices or virtual environment, an email, a parallel internet usage, can make it harder to focus. Space it. Consider that there is a great benefit in not delivering the content all at once. Learning is like eating. You cannot eat once for the whole month. Breaking it up and spacing it is ideal. Taking multiple courses at once, massing a large block of content in the short period of time reduces absorption. Spacing is effective in the delivery and retrieval of content. Also, chunk it. Break the content into small chunks of information that can be easily processed by the learner. George A. Miller, a cognitive psychologist, formulated the chunk concept, and he stated that working memory could only hold around 7 chunks of information at once. It is now thought that their number is closer to 4 to 5. Additionally, if appropriate, use cohorts. See the training format video for more information. After training phase, reinforce and expand. After the online training course or lesson takes place, we propose blending the online activities, which are the key element in expanding the course, while reinforcing development by connecting learning with the real world. These additional layers, which combine different learning modalities, should be done as a way to reinforce behavior, as well as expand the content, therefore integrating informal learning into the experience. The anchoring part is, in our case, the online course. That will be intertwined through the blending process. A mentor, for example, will have the opportunity to support and supplement the topic addressed. Working one-on-one with the mentor not only provides reinforcement and expansion of content and skills, but it also gives the necessary meaning and context for adult learning to occur. It is generally accepted that 70% of learning comes from personal experiences. An additional 20% comes from feedback and observing others, and only 10% comes from instruction. That's why the role of the mentor is important. By integrating blended experiences, a mentor can cause reflection as well as promote the retrieval necessary for the formation of a long-term memory. Multiple reviews not only ensures that the most relevant training remains fresh in our mind, but also introduces accountability into the process. Also, reporting features of our LMS are very helpful in monitoring progress. I would like to introduce a visual representation of the learning process. Since we propose layering and blending as a way to reinforce, expand, and increase knowledge retention, we will use a common star image, filling a box, to illustrate the process. The first step in the process is to get the box, which represents the online course. In our example, the topic is customer service. Our learner will be Anna. The learning elements inside the box will be represented by cans. In our box, we will have 5 types of cans: course objectives, star objectives, mentor objectives, learning activities, and retrieval practices. Step 1. The mentor already met with Anna and explained why the course was assigned. And to give meaning, he emphasized that customer service satisfaction is a major star value and that shopper complaints had increased, becoming a source of dissatisfaction. The empty box, named customer service, represents the starting point for the layering and blending. Second step.
Course objectives, CO, are statements capturing the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that associates should exhibit following instruction.
It is important that the supervisor mentor is familiar with the course objectives and understands that this course has 5 lessons. He could show support by suggesting Anna to chunk the course and just do the first 3 lessons, creating a space in between lessons for better retention and additional learning. Since Anna is a beginner, as a new hire in her first job, she's being introduced to the business. Because of Anna's stage of development, chunking could be a very good idea. If Anna were in a different stage of development, with different experience and industry knowledge, and had a good grasp of procedures, there would be no need to chunk this course. It is imperative that the mentor also knows the course content, so it can be reinforced. For example, knowing that one of the topics of this course is a way to interact with customers by following the giving rules. The mentor could practice with Anna in how to apply the giving rules. Following our metaphor, we put our course objectives can in the box. Third step.
Store objectives, SO. Every online course has generic objectives, meaning they don't address specific situations of individual stores. The course objectives should be complemented, expanded, and/or refined by objectives that are specific to each store.
After Anna has completed or partially completed the online course, it is time to expand and refine what was presented online by adding objectives that are specific to her store and represent unique ways in which Anna's store satisfies their customers. These objectives could be connected to individual standards for courtesy, image, efficiency, or safety. The online course has generic objectives, meaning they don't address specific situations of an individual store. Following our metaphor, we have the second can, STAR objectives. Fourth step,
Mentor objectives, MO. Reflect the intentions the mentor brings to the process. In order to develop an individual learner based on their skills, attitude, and role understanding.
it is time to explore what the mentor supervisor believes Anna's needs are. Being close to her, the mentor can develop his own objectives. We call this exclusive intention mentor objectives. For example, because of the store's growing Latino customer base and Anna's outgoing personality and Latino descent, the mentor has individual objectives for Anna based on her role and language skills. In our metaphor, we have the third can, mentor objectives. Fifth step,
Learning activities, LA, are vital for retention and behavioral change. Knowledge is reinforced and expanded through the use of additional instructional modalities such as OJT, role-playing, shadowing, or mentoring. The learning activity and the retrieval practice RP cans are together because learning activities have the capacity to activate acquired memory, acting as retrieval practices. You can also practice retrieving RP by having the student answer questions or utilizing our retrieval test.
now the course, the STAR, and the mentor objectives are aligned. It is time to create on-the-job experiences that reinforces and fulfills the extra objectives. This layer is accomplished through the use of additional instructional modalities such as on-the-job training, role-playing, shadowing, or hands-on demonstrations. All the learning modalities in our example are called learning activities. They also serve as retrieval practices. In our metaphor, the learning activity can. The retrieval practices could be more specific, such as the use of a follow-up checklist, which offers a chance to review, support, and refine skills that are relevant to Anna's learning process. The mentor also gives Anna an opportunity to demonstrate and practice the application of what she has learned. For example, could she teach the giving rules to appear? In our metaphor, we have the learning activities can and the retrieval practice can. Sixth step involves the optional use of the retrieval test. We have a library of tests for this purpose. The retrieval practice also offers the chance to reinforce and promote accountability to the course, STAR, and mentor objectives. The additional retrieval can symbolizes the completion of one cycle. The purpose of the box can metaphor was to illustrate the importance of blending modalities and the role of the mentor. The learning process could be significantly improved with the understanding of what should be done before, during, and after the online training. For the learning process to improve performance, it needs to integrate, support, reinforce, and expand the online course.